you need. You need someone to even you out. That's what Jorge Polanco is. Right? And when you can get him for a $9 discount, you're goddamn right you target him. So I'll play him in my infield position all year. So this league goes first, second, third, short, infield. Whatever. Whatever though, it's fine. There's 2 utilities. But again, you'll see there's a trend here. I want you guys to follow my trend. Whereas I spent a lot of money on power and didn't necessarily spend on average early, I think I made up for it with who I bring in next. The first guy is Polanco. I like him. I get to play him. The second guy I get to play, I got him for $4. Kevin Newman. Again, everybody on here listens to me all the time. You know I love Kevin Newman. Kevin Newman is the guy of the Pirates that is the face of that franchise. He's the one we're going to be talking about in 5 years. 308, 12 homers, 16 stolen bases, and just under 500 at-bats. Newman has 20-30 potential. The 308 is legitimate. The Pirates can't afford to miss on their prospects. This guy is going to be a good ball player. He's proven he's a good ball player. For $4, he's someone I targeted. I think he's a $2 player. I didn't look. This next guy I love. Luis Arias. Again, I got him for $1, guys. I get to play him. He's a batting champ waiting to happen. He came out of nowhere. 344, 36 walks and 29 Ks and 366 plate appearances. This guy hit first or sixth all year long. I love Luis Arias, and at $1, I will happily put him in anytime I can. If one of those power hitters are slumping, switch them out. Jared Dyson. I know this is kind of a hotbed subject, but I love Jared Dyson. For $1, he's a steal. He's a possible leadoff hitter. He had 30 stolen bases last year in Arizona, so that's a floor for him. In a vacuum, it's a given. I understand. But as a leadoff hitter, 80 runs is possible. I love Jared Dyson, and at $1, I love this player. I am a big fan, especially when I can put him on my bench, of Trent Grisham. I got him for $1. He is going to get damn near everyday playing time in San Diego. And he's got 20/20 potential, guys. And that's conservative. I think he's a really good ball player. Scott Kingery. So again, this podcast kind of started out as players south of the 100 ADP that we really like. Because I had a couple articles I was gonna, for $1, Malpal, for $1. That's what I'm saying. I mean, so again, that's why I went with the power early, because it just gets more ridiculous from here, Malpal. Grisham for $1. The next guy, Kingery, for $1. 258, 19 homers, 15 stolen bases. And the last guy on the offensive side, I got for $1 was Shogo Akiyama, who I love. This guy's supposed to be a gym rat, a field rat, right? I mean, he'll hit at the top of that lineup and he is a really good ball player. George, welcome, by the way. I kind of did this thing where, and I didn't deliver it very well, right? Here's the steal of the draft, Matt Olson. Here's the steal of the draft, Joey Gallo. Here's the steal, all the way down through, right? So at this point, that stick could get old. But yeah, and again, so I filled my bench out, knowing that a lot of these guys are going to be scrambling for names, right? Because they spent their money so early. I just I picked and chose who I wanted. And to come up with these guys that I can plug and play, right? Whether it's Newman, Arias, Dyson, Grisham, Kingery, Akiyama, I'm happy with that. Ecstatic, actually. So, let's talk about pitching, right? Because it's easy to do when you're holding the full house, when you're holding the, whatever, I'm not a poker player, but you know what I'm trying to freaking correlate, right? You can kind of pick and choose who you want to take. Let's talk about pitchers. Pablo Lopez for $2. I love this next one. Yanni Chirinos, $1. 9-5, a 3.85 ERA. 133 innings pitched, 118 Ks to just 28 walks. I have to play him. I'm okay with that. Dylan Cease, I love for $1. Jake Odorizzi for $1. 15-7, 3.81 ERA, 159 innings pitched, 178 Ks, and 53 walks. I love Jake Odorizzi. He's a $4 player. I got him for $1. Because again, they didn't have the capital. Strategy is more important in an auction than it is in a draft, guys. You can rely on skill in a draft. You really have to be strategic in an auction. There's a big difference in the two, right? 2 more guys, I'm going to get out your hair. And both of these guys are tremendous steals. I start one, I sit one on the bench. Ken Giles, I got for $2. It's a $10 player. 23 of 24 save opportunities. A 1.87 ERA. 83 Ks and 53 innings pitched and just 17 walks. He's the unquestioned closer in Toronto. I got him for $2 stinking. And that's the thing about so I didn't mention this earlier. And it's kind of purposeful, it was kind of not. Here's what I always do when I'm drafting an auction. I go to the bottom of the draft, the very last players, and I start pecking off guys that I can, air quotes, that I can live with. Because that kind of tells a story in and of itself, right? When you know a guy like Trent Grisham isn't going to get drafted, most likely. Shogo Akiyama isn't going to get drafted, most likely. Pablo Lopez isn't going to get drafted, most likely. Keone Kela isn't going to get drafted, most likely. It gives you leverage. It automatically sets you up for success because you know when you're picking your team, shit, I might not have a lot of money, but I know I can get Dylan Cease. I love Shogo Akiyama, George. I love Satsuko. I can't remember his last name. Yes, Satsuko is his last name. Yoshimoto. I have him in a bunch of places as well. I think both of those guys are good players. But when you know where the depth is, when you know where you can get value for cheap, it enables you to go above and beyond and figuring out who you need to get on the front end. So Ken Giles and Keone Kelly were my last two players. Giles was a $10 player. I got him at $2. Again, this is a direct result of people not being responsible with their draft capital. And when I say capital, I mean directly money at this point. We're talking auction. So Giles at $2, Kayla at $1. Kayla was a $6 player. I got him for $1. I don't have to rely on him. He's the Pirates closer, faux show. I think that's an extreme value. Anyone got any questions? How do you think I did? I know this is a shallow league, but I love playing in these types of leagues where it's competitive. People kind of have an idea of who they like, right? We all have our preferences. I can't imagine a draft where it went better than this right here, or an auction, excuse me. I have depth everywhere I need it. The only thing I can think of is stolen bases. But I can live with that. I mean, if Dyson doesn't pan out, I am Malpal. That's the way to do it, though, right? So here's the thing: you always want to take into account what your format is, and then you always want to take advantage of that format. So if you know you're in a shallow 10-player league, and a lot of these guys that have a ton of talent are going to be left out there for the taking, you start pecking those guys. I can live with Trent Grisham. I can live with Shogo Akiyama. I can live with Jared Dyson. I can live with Luis Arias. I actually target Luis Arias. I love that kid. I love Kevin Newman. Just to be clear, guys. Because you know what? Here's what's going to happen. It's going to happen like this. In the turn of an instant, the light switch is going to go on. And everybody's... I don't know about you guys. I have like 2 different drafts that I haven't drafted yet. Everyone's going to start drafting. Oh shit, we're playing May 1st. We got 3 weeks. Let's figure it out, right? Thinking about this and having this thought process down ahead of time is going to enable you to optimize it, right? So, it's fun to do. I know I'm a nerd. I love to do it. And I love to take different approaches as I go through it. But there's certain staples, right? That's the important thing that maybe I don't drill down to that level of detail. When you look at my drafts, there's certain staples there. There's certain guys who I value. And I'll tell you I value them. You guys know me know I love Starling Marte. You know I love Shane Bieber. You know I love Clevenger and Olsen. Gallo and Schwarber. Right? This isn't news to you guys. But it's about optimizing it. What else can you put around it? What's the best approach to put around those guys to make your lineup the best? So maybe if you're going with Gallo and Schwarber, you throw in... That's why I love Arias. That's why I love Polanco. because those guys supplement